that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? One of my favorite shows that's been on television the last bunch of years was Yellowstone. I don't know why. I was late to the party getting onto it, and then I started watching it. I think it was in episode or season, halfway through season 2 when I started watching season 1. And I got caught up real fast. Just fell in love with that show. It's great, all that kind of stuff. And then it's one of the most popular series in the world. And then out of nowhere comes word that, Taylor Sheridan, the guy who created and writes and runs that show, and Kevin Costner, the main lead of the show, had a big falling out over different things and whatever. We won't go into all the drama. And the two were parting ways. Like Brian and Dom at the end of Fast and the Furious.
Just like that.
When I see you again. Anyway, as they go off in different directions, not so amicably, not with big smiles on their face. And a lot of people started wondering what's going to happen to Yellowstone. They said they're going to end the series. They're going to end the series. But a lot of people, we all knew, with 19, 21, and 18, what's the 18 one called?
1880
81 or something like that. Anyway, with those ones, we knew they would probably try to continue.
1883.
1883.
And it was
and then we found out, I think
1923.
Matthew McConaughey is going to lead a new series coming out of it. Well,
all right.
We also heard that a lot of the main characters in Yellowstone are going to continue. And now we got the first official word on one of the big spinoffs, and it's going to revolve around Beth and Rip. This comes to us from Deadline, who writes, the upcoming season 5 finale of Yellowstone will not be the end of the Dutton clan's story. Series standout Kelly Reilly and Cole Hauser have closed deals to lead a spin-off series reprising their roles as Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler, respectively, sources tell Deadline. So these two, which I gotta say are the best couple in television, their dynamic is so good. Like, she is literally the only woman on earth who can handle and manage him. And he is literally the only man on earth who can handle and manage her. It's such a great relationship. I love it every time they're on screen together. And they're going to be spinning it off. And apparently, according to the report, more of the regular series guys are going to pop up in there too. A lot of them are going to be there. Now, here's something interesting. A lot of people wondered when they announced Kevin Costner was leaving, would the show kind of sputter out and die? The last episode had over 12.1 million viewers. Guys, think about that. That number is astronomical. Had 12.1 million viewers just for the last episode, which basically tells us that the viewership of the show has not been hit by Kevin Costner's departure. Now, that some people are running a narrative saying, well, that means Kevin Costner was never that important to the show. No. The show is what it is because Kevin Costner and that character have built it. It is a testament, though, that the show can now continue. The world of Yellowstone, the universe of Yellowstone can continue even without Kevin Costner. The viewership remains strong, and now they got this coming. And I'll tell you what, whatever this new one with Beth and Rip are going to be, I'll be tuning in to watch it. And listen, for the most part, I like 1921, at least the parts that Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford are in it. I really loved 1883. I have all the faith in the world in this franchise. Anyway, Chris, you get a popular show. Mm-hmm. They've managed somehow to kind of build a cinematic universe around it in different time periods. We're seeing some numbers, but numbers can be deceiving sometimes.
Sure.
Do you think that the popularity of a massive show like this can continue with spinoffs once this series ends this year?
Oh, absolutely. I was at dinner the other night in New York, and an entire table was having a going away party for somebody at a job, and all they could talk about was Yellowstone. It's all they kept talking about, and how they loved Beth Dutton and all of these theories about it. And they were so enthralled about it. And then they'd go back to something else. And then we'd have somebody who had another table who'd be like, oh, have you watched that Yellowstone show? Yeah, I've watched that Yellowstone show. Oh, I'm so interested in this. Da, da, da. Did you watch the one that's set in the past? Yeah, I did. That one was really cool. Like, it would just started this chain of events just with like 6 tables around each other of just eavesdropping on each other, right? So if that's just kind of a microcosm of how this is affecting other people, people are super into this show, right? The data can lie, but when you hear actual fans talking about it, oh my gosh, you're super excited about it. I am not somebody who has followed this show religiously. I've kind of kept up with stories for the purpose of being on here, of going, oh, okay, yeah, here's Kevin Costner's new movie, and this is why he left, and here's the numbers of what happened after he left. They handled his exit really well. I mean, they have it so that he's dead.
He gets assassinated, yeah.
Now could be some mystery there, maybe not. They can always play around with that, kind of take on a Dallas Who Shot JR kind of method with that, of exploring that more.
It was all a dream.
Exactly. We were all in the mind of a child in a coma. They could do whatever they want. But Beth Dutton really, I feel, is the character that people continually are talking about. To center something on her, I think, is a very smart and strategic move, so that you have this incredibly interesting, strong, tough, messy woman at the heart of any other show. Works really, really in their favor. And Taylor Sheridan obviously is not running out of ideas. Dude is a one-man workhorse. He just really, really enjoys making this.
I keep hearing great things about Landman. Mm-hmm. I got to start watching that. I just keep hearing amazing things about it.
He's making so many shows on his own, basically, because he's not a big fan of huge writers' rooms and stuff. He really likes to keep things close to the vest. So as long as he can keep churning out really great stories, I don't see why people wouldn't be tuning in. And this is something that Paramount in particular really needs to just keep giving them whatever they want, so they can either continue to try to get where they need to be or sweeten a deal for somebody to buy them, because really right now that's one of the few things, along with the Sonic franchise, that is in Paramount's favor.
I kind of a little side note here, but I still think one of my favorite scenes in television in the last 5+ years, and it's a scene that totally really exemplifies, it's a horrific scene, but it really exemplifies how awesome the Beth character is and how awesome Rip is. There's a scene where like a bunch of guys, like these three or four like big massive guys, have kidnapped Beth. They've beaten her horribly. They're saying they're going to kill her. They've sexually assaulted her, all that kind of stuff. And she just keeps spitting in their faces and whatever and laughing. It's like, and the reason she's laughing, because she knows her husband's coming. And like, you're just watching. It's kind of like when you're watching Reacher, when you know Reacher's going over to that car where a carjacker has a kid, and you know, oh, Reacher's going to beat the shit out of this guy. So these guys are like beating on Beth and stuff like that. And you know, Rip's coming. And cause she just knows, oh my God, you guys are so fucked. Like, my husband's going to get here and he's going to see what you've done. Oh, you're so dead. And it's just like, it's one of the most gratifying scenes of television I've seen in like 5 years, when Rip shows up and murders people. It's like one of the best things ever. Anyway, it's such a good show. It's such a good show. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Miracle Made. Guys, it's hot outside and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating, so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. There are just so many things that make these sheets so fantastic. We already mentioned the self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, but they're also self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. So go to trymiracle.com/Campea. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this announcement that Yellowstone may be ending, but a lot of the key characters, including 2 of the main ones, Beth and Rip, are going to be continuing on in a spin-off series that will have the name Yellowstone in the title. They're not saying what the title is going to be yet. What other directions do you think they can go? Maybe you don't watch the show. I highly recommend you check it out. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.